purport that the President of this Republic is a rumor monger. Mr. Speaker, it is in the public domain that the President of this Republic, who is his party leader, nominated 2 senators from this House to serve in his cabinet. So, Mr. Speaker, the point of order raised by the distinguished senator from Kisumu is in order. The issue here is this: do we deal with it now, or do you give us guidance on what will come tomorrow, Mr. Speaker? If in the event that tomorrow the 2 distinguished senators accept, because we have not had them responding to the presidential nomination, if they accept and they resign and you give us a communication, what will become of the 2 sides of the aisle, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, the consequences, I'm on a point of order. Mr. Speaker, the consequences on this is far-reaching because we've got issues of committee leadership, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, the point of order that raised by the distinguished senator from Kisumu is valid. And I think it will be proper for you to guide this House on how we'll be able to deal with that issue when the time comes. Because at the moment, it is true, we have not received a communication from you that the 2 distinguished senators have accepted the President's nomination, but it is wrong. And I know we all subscribe to the principle of separation of powers, but it is wrong for the majority leader to come and purport here that his party leader and the President of this Republic is a rumor monger. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Boni Khalwale.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with maximum respect for the House and to Professor Ojianda, the point of order that is raising only exists in merit either in his imagination, Mr. Speaker, or on the streets of rumor, streets of social media, and all manner of virtual streets, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if I've heard him clearly, he has spoken to 2 points. Mr. Speaker, he has spoken to your ruling and the rules of this House. Not his communication from the chair. You have spoken to the communication from the chair which he directed the House. Professor Ojianda, from today going forward, if you would like to raise a matter, then and challenge it on the floor, you should do so, and you're free to do so when the matter is still live. The moment the Speaker gave that directive and guided the House and sat down before the new order was read, Mr. Speaker, I was expecting that you'd have risen in your place on that point of order. Mr. Speaker, we have read messages you have heard. Mr. Speaker, the second issue that the honorable member has raised, which has got merit, of course, is on the actual numbers here. We all know that it is 36 against 39. You are free to do your communication, but that, Mr. Speaker, if you could protect me from
Honorable Senators,
Onboambua.
let us hear Honorable Khalwale in silence.
Be patient at home, you'll have your
And
chance.
Senator for Kakamega,
Mr. Speaker.
address the chair.
Thank you,
not the
Mr. Speaker.
individual.
Mr. Speaker, I'm sorry to have addressed them. You know, I thought I could help them slightly more with eye contact. Mr. Speaker, the issue of numbers, why are they running ahead of themselves? In this House, we have the principle of anticipation of debate. They can wait. If it ever comes to pass that you have to make a ruling on a point of order like that one, it can only happen the moment the senator of Elgeyo Marakwet ceases from being a senator. He is the senator today. The moment Senator Soipan Tuya ceases being a senator, then they would be free to seek for your guidance. Otherwise, on the principle of anticipation of debate, Mr. Speaker, I would request that you rule him out of order and we proceed and invite him at the right time to bring the matter, and knowing your background, Mr. Speaker, I have no doubt that you're going to rule at that time.
Senator Wambua.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you know, Senator Cheruiyot was doing so well until he introduced rumors in his speech. Senator Kalalo was doing so well until he got it completely wrong on the issue of numbers, because he gave us 36 and 39, simple calculation 75. We don't have that kind of number in this House. Mr. Speaker, the reason why I'm standing is that, Mr. Speaker, this is House of Record. We shall be guided in our deliberations by the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, our standing orders and traditions. Standing order number 1014 is very clear, that no senator can impute improper motives on a colleague while contributing on any matter on the floor. The Speaker, I say Senator Cheruiyot is doing so well until the time that he said our colleague, Senator Tom, is trading in rumors on the floor of the Senate. We don't trade in rumors in this House, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, unless Senator Cheruiyot wants to confirm that all that was announced by the President of the Republic of Kenya on the nomination of CSs is all rumors and a phantom. If that's not the case, Mr. Speaker, I would request that Senator Cheruiyot will withdraw the rumor from his speech and we continue the debate. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Cherang'ei.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I have tremendous respect for my lecturer, conveyancing law lecturer, Professor Tom Ojienda, but it is embarrassing that he is engaging on rumor mongering. Two things. No, you are not in Oloitoktok, my friend. Can you behave? You are in the House. Yes. Mr. Speaker, can you protect me from this class? Mr. Speaker, I want to make two comments.
Order, honorable members. When a member is on the floor, honorable senators,
but you are heckling.
Honorable Cherang'ei is on a point of order.
Yes.
So allow him to conclude,
What
and
are
then
they
he'll be given an
You are
opportunity.
heckling.
The honorable senator is on a point of order.
Relax. Mr. Speaker, there are two things that I just want to mention. One is that we are engaging in speculations. As you are aware, the IEBC does not have resignation of Senator Murkomen or Senator Soipan Tuya. If that communication has been effected before you, Mr. Speaker, it would have been easier. And even the standing orders of the Senate provide on the procedure on how minority and majority can be achieved, Mr. Speaker. So what I want to request, in fact, Senator Professor Tom Ojienda talked about Azimio Coalition Political Party. For a fact, there is no Azimio Coalition Party. So that point of order is misplaced because that party does not exist on the floor of the House. Mr. Speaker, and I want to remind my colleagues, when you amended Section 3 on Political Parties Act, it was very clear that Coalition Political Party is a party. So by the time he's bringing Azimio Political Party, Mr. Speaker, Coalition Political Party, Mr. Speaker, can you protect me from these gentlemen? And I would have expected Senator Wambua, since he became a House leader, he should somehow behave in a decorum manner with dignity, at least. So, Mr. Speaker, finally, so that we don't belabor this point, we are engaging in a wild goose chase. the numbers that we have here as Kenya Kwanza is crystal clear. It is 36-29. We don't need to engage on other things. Mr. Speaker, I know, Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, there is a hangover of handshake government. Because last time, Mr. Speaker, the last time when there was chaotic in leadership, Mr. Speaker, there are people who benefited of being chairman of majority side, yet they were minority side. I want to ask my colleague and my colleagues in the minority side, please don't bring hangover of handshake arrangement that was with